we get going with that. Let's tip that down a little bit more. There we go. Let's make sure we are online. Make sure we are live. In here, adjusting my camera. Broadcast, camera settings. Oh yeah. Bring it up just a little bit more. Yeah, that should be fine right about there. Okay. I think we have like 20 drivers signed up for this race. Let me make sure I am live on the YouTube. Yes, I sure am. Okay, let's bring this down the line a little bit more. There we go. We're gonna throw on the quali setup.
Big Nick.
What up? It is 22 degrees out. So I need to bring these down by 2 clicks. Big dig. There you go, you can see my whole setup. Going for an aggressive quali style setup. Oh, you know what? I do want to see something for my pit strategy. Is it 113 or 120? Oh, 120. Okay. Some servers they set it to 113.
22 degrees in freedom units.
Yeah, 22 degrees in freedom units. Alexa, what is 22 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit?
22 degrees Celsius equals 71.6 degrees
71.6 degrees Fahrenheit. Which, that's about as hot as it is out here right now. What else was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was gonna change my pit strategy. Fuel tank 120. Okay. Let me share this stream live, or stream this live stream on my Discord. I need to get like a bot or something to do that. Dude, I put my poncho up there. Looks freaking awesome. It's an owl, by the way. And the hood is obviously like falling over on the backside of the futon. Freaking love that poncho. It's alpaca wool. Where is it? I'm looking for the server or the channel on here. I'm trying to share my live stream. Okay, give me just a second. Okay, let's get some practice in. We got one dude doing a 210. I was doing like high 207s earlier in the fast track. If you see me doing this, it's because my permanent retainer broke. And I'm like screwing around with it. Rear lock up. Who's that in front of me? McMillan? Thank you. Already closed the gap on him. I love seeing the shadow of the car in the rear view mirror, the virtual mirror. Looks pretty cool. A little slow through there. Didn't cut in enough.
Come here in the chat to start arguments and ignore all the rules.
Come here in the chat to start arguments and yeah, there we go. A little rebellion. That sounds a lot like me. Come to chat's just a troll. Woo, had a big lockup. I dropped down the first way too quick. How's my camera looking of like my face? Because I changed the contrast. Because, ooh, shit. I'm looking up at my camera. I changed the contrast a little bit because I've got the window open right here by me because it is hot out right now. I'm not getting a lot of rear grip. Rear is just wanting to slide around everywhere. Yeah, it's like this portion of my camera is like dark, and this portion of my camera is like really light. And I got like light right here on my face and dark right here. Oh yeah. Same. That's why it's kind of nice in the winter time. My furnace is broke. Thank you, LeBay. Yeah, I'm gonna try and whoop some ass. We got a 2-hour race for the commemorating 2,000 members on the ARL League. But yeah, my room gets so hot.
Yellow flag, be careful there.
Oh, I overshot that by a mile. My time was horrible. It's nice being back in the Lexus. But the downside of being in the Lexus is I have this gigantic A-pillar in the way.
Yellow flag ahead. Watch out.
Yo, what's up?
Yellow flag in sector 1.
How's it going? How's it going?
Yellow flag ahead. Be careful. Well done, mate. Personal best.
Let's drop down into like the mid sevens. I keep missing the apex. Oh, went quite wide. Cut in a little early there. Had an early apex. Tar, it's that corner.
Yellow
A
flag
lot
in
of these
sector 1.
corners, Coda, are very hard, especially with like a low FOV or with this Lexus with the gigantic A-pillar, because it's like you can't see any of the apexes.
Yellow flag ahead. Watch out.
Yeah, I couldn't see any of the apexes.
Yeah, that's kinda of annoying.
Yeah, I also have this camera that I've set up, so that way you could see a little bit more. But now I'm like super close to the car. This is what I've normally been driving.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
More used to this camera view. Probably shouldn't have dropped down into first, but whatever. See what my pressures are at the end of this lap.
Maybe a late start. Yeah, that must be better.
Yeah, it's a whole lot harder to see like the apex, but I feel like I'm quicker with this view.
Yellow flag ahead. Watch out.
Getting lockups. I want to get a little bit more oversteer. We're going to go into mechanical grip. We're going to drop this down just a little bit. I'm also going to drop that down and bring up my bump stop. I'm going to lose a little bit of stability in the fast. How is he able to do that? Yeah, it's very like lazy right there. I feel like though I could turn in a whole lot more now.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Still 22 degrees. I seriously wish that they would put the your pit strategy, like your pit, or not your pit, your fuel, like your fuel MFD in the, or fuel HUD in the pit MFD. I can't talk, dude. Rotation there. I want to brake a little earlier right there. There we go, much better. Yeah, it's quite lazy right there. Aggressive on the downshifting, especially going from second to first. And there I hit it again. I might bring this view back. And in fact, let's try with a shorter bump stop range and a higher bump stop. Let's see if that'll give me a little bit more view. So one thing I do not like about the Lexus. Let's bring it back some. I've driven the Lexus and I've driven the Lambo, and both like have horrible like interior views. The Mustang and the 296 are probably some of the best.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
Oh, damn. We got ourselves a visitor. Some kind of big bug just flew on me. Just came in through the window. I don't know what exactly it is, but there he is. No, he just flew away. We had ourselves a little visitor.
Yellow flag in sector 1.
We need to go deeper into the MRP.
Yellow flag ahead. Be careful.
Oh, damn, he threw down a 207, a 7.0.
Yellow flag ahead. Watch out in front.
Dude just ruined my lap. Thank you very much. Dominguez. I'm gonna keep an eye on him. apex again. That corner right there is where I lose a lot of time.
Yellow flag ahead. Watch out in front. Session is now open.
Let's bring the front up a little bit. Front pressures. Well, that's also probably the reason why I am running 20 liters of fuel. Oh, damn. I was using a lot of tires. Thankfully, we have 10 sets. Let's go with more of a quality setup. Let's bring these bump stops down. What was my 3.15? Okay, perfect. All right.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Let's get a little caffeine. It is now 25 degrees out, so I need to go down 3. I also want to bring these up. We're going to fill this up. Oops. One too many. 25. If you don't know, I have these set up this way. It stands for 25 degrees ambient fast track. So it's like the or it goes ambient temperature, track conditions. I usually just do high, medium, or low for my aerodynamics. So in this case, it's high. I set my like target or average like tire pressure, so 26.8, and then I set like whether it's a race or quali or endurance or experimental, and then usually like after that I put like the notes. So 25 degrees ambient, fast track temperature, high downforce, 26.8 as my target pressure, and on average, of course, it's going to fluctuate a little bit, and then it's a quali setup. So that's how I set that up. So that way when I jump into a track and I'd be like, okay, it's 26.8, PSI, I've got, 25 degrees. Okay, the track is now 20 degrees, so now I can change it by 5 clicks and still have the same setup. So that's how I do that. Oh yeah, I forgot to change my... That should give me plenty. I usually will throw like 12 in. I like to get at least like 4 laps. Anywhere between like 3, like usually 3. I use the have 1 lap for the out lap, 1 lap for the setup. It's called the setup lap. And then I'll usually have like one or 2 for like my push laps. Now we have an optimum track. A little more oversteer on this build, the setup. So yeah, that's just how I do it. So if you wanted to do it that way or change it or whatever, it's just a little tip. You never look at the track temperature, by the way. You always look at the ambient. If the ambient temperature goes up by like 2 degrees, you bring your tire pressures down to 2 clicks. So if I have it set, if I go out on track and it's 20 degrees on ambient and I set my tire pressures for 26.8, and the ambient goes up 2 degrees, I could bring the tire pressures down 2 degrees and I'll still be at 26.8. Now if I don't go down 2 clicks, now my tire pressures are going to be 27.0. So that's why I also set like my pressures. And then of course you can go into like advanced and set like your rear pressures different than your front pressures. Most esports drivers don't do that though. Slowed the car right there. Very choppy there.
Drivers exercise that, but it's an advantage. I gotta learn to be more detailed like that.
Oh yeah, like doing things like that really helps things out. Because I was tired of like constantly building like setups every single time. Now I'll build a setup. Now it takes me like no time to build setups, you know. It gets me in the ballpark. But I'm good enough where I don't need to have like a perfect setup. Does it help? Yeah. But I was getting tired of like constantly building setups every single time. I'll always make like little tweaks, but having that down, because there's been plenty of times where I'd jump into a race and I'd have like no time for like practice or anything. So having something like that really helps. It also helps out like if you want to jump into like open lobby races, which I don't recommend. Yeah, I gotta set a time. Way smoother through there. Could have improved on there, but I thought it was pretty decent. See, now if you look at my tire pressures, they're like within the ballpark. front left could probably go up a little more. Oh, it looks like I might even have a... Yeah, I might have pressure loss in the front left. Damn, I was slow there and I didn't need enough curb.
I just purchased the new track IR head tracking. I used to use it before, but I hate having the sensor clip attached to my head.
Oh, nice. I've never used like the head tracking. I know they'll use it a lot in like flight sims. I think if you're gonna do like head tracking, like just get VR. Unfortunately, like with this game, like you can't do that because we're on console. Okay, this dude has like 6/10 on me. Over the span of a 2-hour race.
I used to use VR, but the performance is not quite that good.
Yeah. Also, we're on PlayStation. I don't think they have VR support on PlayStation for this game. Like if you're on GT7, then yeah, you can use the PSVR 2.
Watching is the only game good enough to run VR right now.
Yeah. What about LMU?
Yellow flag, be careful there.
I didn't know you were on PC, because this is PS5 that I'm running this on.
Why are you running brakes too?
So brakes too, you get way better pressure, or sorry, not pressure, temperature consistency. So brake pad 1 will heat up quick, but cool down quick. Brake pad 2, it takes longer to heat up, but once they do heat up, they stay within like that temperature. 24-hour endurance races, but mostly the rain. And then 4 is like an experimental brake. It's designed to have brake failure after only a few laps. Brake pad 1 will probably be good at this track, but you're going to lose performance with this being a 2-hour race because their lifespan is only like 90 minutes. I've pushed them long, like 90 minutes, and they do start to like pop off, you know, start to wear off. I find brake pad 2 to be way better, especially on like longer tracks like Spa. With Spa and like long straights, like Monza, Spa, you run brake pad 1, and you're just gonna like...
Can last up to almost 2.5 hours.
Oh wow. Well, how is your consistency? That was such a poor section. Still within a tenth.
No 7S on this track, but they fail after that.
Oh! Yeah. Yeah, I just always recommend going the brake pad too. You get way better temperature, like, consistency. If you're running, like, really small tracks, like, with really short, like, straightaways, I think of, like, Brands Hatch. Like, brake pad 1 is fine. Especially with, like, endurance racing, I find, like, brake pad 2 with better better temperatures help with tire pressure consistencies. Oh yeah, I totally have pressure loss in the front left.
Yellow flag, be careful.
It's also because I'm like abusing my downshifting. Once the race gets going, I'm not going to be like downshifting as aggressive. I'm surprised that wasn't invalid.
Your lap time is invalidated. Please try to stay on the track.
I'm going to bring those fronts up by 1 click. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tires to play with. Oh, that's probably why. Temperature dropped by a degree. I'm going to throw this on there. I'm going to put op. Sometimes I'll do something like this, but instead of like putting race or quali at the end, I'll just put base. And then that is like my baseline. So if I want to go build like a setup from scratch, I can just go there, grab the baseline, and then I'm good to go. So this is really going to come down to consistency and also strategy. Let's get my pit
Max
strategy
Caster on
going.
the Lexus is also meta.
Yeah, max caster on everything is meta. Yeah, max caster, max toe. I've even seen rear toe go like more outwards. Mechanical grip, like the wheel rate and bump stop rate is usually like as low as it would go. Front anti-roll will be all the way at the top. You know, we'll all be maxed out. Let's see my strategy real quick. Okay, it is 24 degrees. We're gonna do 89. And this strategy will give us 2 extra laps. Or, yeah, 2 extra laps. Oh, and then I'm going to set the tire set all the way to the rear. Okay, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick before we get going. All right, I am back. Let's see if anyone's in the voice chat real quick. Okay. Let's see something. I kind of want to change this up a little bit. Okay, we just dropped 2 degrees. Have 2 strategies. We'll throw both of them on 9. Let's do some calculations real quick.
Seconds.
I think that'll be good. All right, 2 hours, here we go.
Going single file.
Oh yeah, the camera is like super bright. Oops. Yeah, it's starting to get a little dark in my room here. By the way, yeah, you can see another piece of hardware right there. That's my first rally trophy. Or a rally award. It's kind of hard to see. Rally Division, Season 2 champion, number 54, M. Wright. I'm glad that they put my number in there because in rally racing, you don't really need a number. Well, on the EA Sports WRC, you don't need a number. Uh-oh, I think I left my brake ducts at 4. I'm seeing my tire temperatures. Should have brought them down to 3. Yeah. Let's drag these rears a little bit.
Stay double file.
We're gonna throw it right there. Engine map looks good. I changed it back. Let's get up to the front of my box. Try and time it right.
Green line. Give it all you got. Car on the left.
Damn it, I broke too late.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Woo! Oh my gosh! I am driving like absolute ass right now. I did not want to like take anyone out. Okay, let's push back up to the front.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Shit. Don't do that, don't do that. Okay. Starting to get my consistency down now. Had a rocky turn one. Oh, that's a cut. Miss the apex.
Well done, mate. This is me, Russell Wilson. Gaining on the driver ahead of sector 3. Well done, mate. Russell fastest lap. Yellow flag in sector 2.
Lead is starting to pull away. on this train. Oh, shit.
Falling behind to the car in front.
Yeah, I know. I keep forgetting to turn that spotter off, or that crew chief off. That might be a cut. Come on, I lifted! I fucking lifted! That was bullshit! Come on, stop flickering. Oh my gosh, we're already catching laps of traffic. What happened to Butler? Unless he's, I don't think he's hitting early. There's no required pit stops. Wonder if he got into a crash.
Yellow flag in sector 2.
rotated too much.
Gaining on the car any second.
I didn't set myself up right for the first corner. Oh my gosh, the lead is pulling away. I hope he doesn't hold that pace for too long. I need to get around to Adonai. Oh, I saw that mistake. He went pretty wide. I really abused my front tires on that long right-hander. Up. I gotta watch my downshift from second to first. Yeah, 8 seconds now. He gained like 9/10 in a single lap. Corner is so hard to see. Like, you can't see it, or it's so hard to do because you can't see it. I lose a lot of time in that last corner there. Turning my fan up. too far left. Stop doing that! Stop dropping down into first! I have a really bad habit of, like, just dropping gears super fast.
Yellow flag accepted.
Damn it, now I did the same thing he's been doing. Oh, he already boxed? Not in slipstream distance. I'm just gonna assume that everyone's just gonna do a one-stop.
Yellow flag accepted.
That might be a cut. Yeah.
Looks like the car had a second one.
Oh, maybe I might make a move on him in the straight. Parked it on the apex, got around him. Okay, now up to the podium position. Down P2. A little hard on the brakes as I crested. Started a little lockup. .2 seconds. Looks like I'm closing in on him. I wonder what everyone's strategy is going to be. I'm thinking Jartsev is going to do a one-stop. I'm thinking everyone else might go in. I gotta just be consistent. I cannot get a drive-through or stop and go. This track is very easy to get a penalty on. see his pace is slowing down. Mine is kind of picking up. Kind of took it easy, I guess, on the first portion of this race. Just need to watch my lockups. Kind of commit a little more to some of the corners. Need to stop doing that. There we go, get some wind in here. Starting to lock in now. Shut up. I could see that on my Delta. Not Delta, my relative. And I guess Delta too, yeah. Looks like I'm gaining on Jartsev. Could be the rubber banding though. He's at about 13.0 seconds on average. There we go, gaining a half a second on P2. Jartsev still has a better pace than me. Damn it. the car now. Losing pace, lost a half a second. Burning out my tires. Doing that. Definitely falling behind now. I just lost like a whole second. I need to start attacking that apex. That's the apex there too. Kind of wondering if anyone's going to be on a two-stopper. That was a horrible line through there. Attack the apex. I'm constantly going too wide. I'm like late apexing way too much. Need to brake a little earlier and lift once I hit that peak.
Yellow flag, be careful there. Slow car ahead. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
That was pretty sketchy right there. I want to brake a little earlier. A little early apex on that one. traffic up here. I saw him go wide, so I went for my opportunity. I gave him room, I didn't have to.
There's a car sticking its lane. Falling behind to the car in front in sector 2.
Let's try closing the gap as much as I can in these last 2 laps.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
stay out one more lap then. I know, I gotta come in this lap. Short stuff is in too. Yeah, everyone's doing a one stop. I gotta take care of my tires this stint. Damn it, I hit the button twice. I hope it did not give me a penalty. Please don't give me a freaking penalty. Yes! Oh, thank you! Dude, I'm just sliding all over the place. Let's correct all of this. I just lost a ton of time. Okay, I just said I needed to take care of my tires. Here I am, like, doing burnouts.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Thank you. Miss the apex.
Well done, mate. Trust your best.
Starting to get up in the 207s now. .9. I'm still sticking in the 27, so I'm like keeping pace with him. this isn't even a position fight. Thank you.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
This could be a cut. Same with that. Tried going wide, but my tires didn't grip. I am losing pace to Jartsev.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Oops. .4 seconds. I'm still keeping pace with him. I'm not gaining. I'm not losing. I am pushing though. 29.2, 29.0. I knew that one was going to be a cut. I need to get on the throttle sooner. A lot of grip, and I just lost another 0.6. Might need to stay in second a little longer right there. Damn it.
Car on the right.
Why are you squeezing me, dude? He's 1/10 faster that lap. think a mosquito got in here and I scratched my, like, swatted it away just as I was in the braking zone. I should have just sucked it up. Damn it. Damn it! Another fucking mosquito. I should not have opened this window. Didn't know the mosquitoes were gonna be out. Everyone's getting drive-throughs. Need to brake earlier, turn in earlier. I really need him to like push and get a drive-through. Damn it! I couldn't see where I was going! Fuck! That just costed me a shit ton of time. And I need to get like a ring light or something, because this is driving me nuts. Yeah, I've lost 5 seconds in the last like 4 laps. Come on. win this race. Losing time to the car ahead in sector 1, 2, and 3. Surprised the crew chief didn't come on there and say that. He's like, you're losing time to the car ahead in like all sectors because you're a slow ass bitch. You need to be faster than that. You know the go pedal is on the right, don't you? Oh shit. That's gonna be it. Yep. Because the moment you cross that line, like it's automatic like penalty. Dude, he is way up there. I-208, come on. I think my chances are done. That corner is just like a big guessing game right there. Need to brake earlier. Gosh, that shit ton of cars up there. Oh my gosh, and a 209, a 9.0. And there I lock up. I'm getting frustrated with my performance. Where did I cut the track? Tell me, please tell me. Probably wasn't the best choice of car for this track, honestly. Probably should have went with something a lot lower. Come on, I did it again. I'm falling apart. Oh! Oh, there he is. I was like, it popped up like everyone's name. It looked like it popped up everyone's name for a second. I was like, where's Jartsev at? Damn it. Dude, I can't wait for LMU to come out on console. I think it's what, beginning or mid 2027.
Car on the left.
Thank you.
Clear on the left.
I don't know what line I just took there, but that was pretty shitty. Yeah, my tires are falling off. I'm abusing them too much. I'm not sure if PS5 supports it, but that would be nice to get like an ultra-wide monitor. I know console doesn't support like triples, you know, multiple monitors. of this screen, it's like I cannot see the apex at all. And I did not want to turn on that, like, setting, like, look to apex. Turning in too much while I'm under braking. Yeah, he's got this once he gets a drive through. I love this Lexus, but honestly, like, I think I'm probably gonna have to go with like a meta car. The Mustang, the 296, the 720S Evo, the Porsche. Unless there's an LFM BOP. Also, it was my poor decision to probably go with the Lexus on this track. Horrible flow through there. What are you doing, dude? Yeah, I'm hoping like with LMU, the BOP is really nice because I'd like to do the Lexus on there. Drive the Lexus on LMU. I also just suck at Coda. Yeah, 40 seconds behind. It's a cut. try this camera. Could see it a little better. I'm just a little pissed at myself because I am getting my ass smoked. Some lemonade. Broke too late. Watch your rejoin. Oh, my neck is starting to hurt. Okay, I need to get some practice next time. I need to practice some more. and the track map and totally screwed that up.
Final warning for exceeding track limits.
Where? Where? Please tell me, where did I cut the... You gotta be kidding me. Where did I cut the track? Please tell me. Okay, we've got one lap to go, so just keep it between the lines. I think after this I'm gonna take a break, gotta go get some food. But I'm gonna jump back on here and practice something. First off, I gotta get this camera down so I can see more. Make sure we're staying in between the lines. Cut that too much and risk getting a penalty. I do have to say with this league, the Lexus, you know, took a P2. I can't be too mad at myself, but knowing how competitive I am, I shouldn't be 45 seconds behind the lead. I think it's a few things. It's one, the Lexus on this track, and two, of course, skill issue. People usually hate to announce that, but I'm braking way too early. I'm going way too slow through corners.
P2, well managed. Bring it back home safely.
So I can't say that it's not a skill issue. But yeah, 51 seconds. He did a 2:07.5. What was my fastest? 2:07, practically 9. Okay. 2:07.2. Okay, let's save that replay. I didn't realize how much this fan is like blowing into the microphone. Yeah, I need to get like a light or something, like a ring light. Help light this area up. Okay. So P2, I'll take it. Would have been nice to take the win, but my pace was way off. That first half really screwed me over. I had that horrible turn one, and I got stuck behind a few drivers. Pace was just not there, so I need to improve my pace. I need to get good. All right, well, I'm gonna head on out of here. That was a good race. I gotta figure something out with this camera. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna end the stream. So, peace out.